Good morning, everyone. Today is day 5 in theory. This video was supposed to be posted last night at around 10:30. There was some complications that I should make you aware of last night. On day 4, I had passed the gel cap, but I had not passed any stool. Normally this is something that takes place at the same time. I have been informed that when you pass the gel cap, you also pass stool. With that, this is kind of an add-on to my last video. We will call this video day 5, and we will call this the first defecation. I just want to make you guys aware, today my pain tolerance is about a 7-8. Last night at approximately 1 a.m. is when I passed or defecated for the first time. My pain tolerance was maxed. I was at a 10, ladies and gentlemen. I had to sit on the toilet facing the water tank on the back. So I sat on the toilet backwards and I rest my forearms on the tank to try and take some of the pressure off of my cheeks and my rectum. Several small pieces of feces came out about yay long, about this wide, not really that wide at all, maybe about as wide as a celery stalk. The pain that I felt, I cannot compare to anything I have felt, and I have been bottled, stabbed, because of the trade I work. You know, I've taken a lot of hits. This was a pain, trying to push to get it to come out, caused black spots in my vision, almost like a hypertension, like I was going to pass out. I started breathing heavily like someone that is hyperventilating. My entire body shook as I was trying to poo, to a point where I was not physically in control of my body and I couldn't poo anymore. So if that is what they're suggestedly saying feels like giving birth, I will hand it to them. They got me. It hurt. For those of you that have a pain tolerance, I'll get to that in a minute. For those of you that don't, I don't mean to scare you. Once again, these videos are informational. It's medical information. You are not going to see any images or videos of anything that is inappropriate. I'm just trying to tell you what I experience so you can prepare yourself for what you might experience. I'm not a doctor, but also bear in mind that every person is an individual. They're going to feel, understand, and comprehend things differently than other people. With that being said, I did start on a hard diet yesterday because after 3 days of no food, like no solid food, it was starting to get to me. All I did was have a chicken Caesar salad and I had a couple bowls of cereal in the morning. I had a muffin when I got up and it worked its way through me pretty quick. There was really nothing in my stomach since the surgery. Most of that came out in one discharge, and it was the sorest thing I've ever experienced. There was nothing I could do. It hurt that bad. I literally, after I was done going to the washroom, I laid in an Epsom salt bath for another 12. So I had an Epsom salt bath, which led to me having to poo. That was at 1 o'clock. I got in the Epsom salt bath. At 1:25, 1:30, the stool softener had drawn water into my bowel, and when I got out of the tub, it felt like I had to poo. So I tested the water. I sat down on the toilet for a second, trying to keep as much pressure off of my butt cheeks as possible, and the poo started to come out. And at that point, I had to stand up and turn around because my legs were so weak. I couldn't keep myself on the toilet. And then, like I had said, I passed a couple pieces of stool, and it it pushes the stitch line. So my stitch line, like I told you before, runs to the inside. It actually pushed that stitch line so it was protruding out a little. And it was sore. It didn't tear the stitch line, it didn't rip it, but it pushed it out. And from 1 o'clock until 7:30 this morning, it has been an intense 7-hour battle. I might have gotten 2.5 hours sleep, only because I self-medicated on Tylenols, which, for the record, I'm not suggesting. It is not safe to take more than the valued daily dose on the bottle. I don't suggest it. Whether it's, I say in my video that I've done it or not, it's not a suggestion that I would suggest for anybody. Every time you attempt to do that to mitigate pain, you are taking a risk of overdosing or causing some kind of self-sickness. And if you are not with someone else that knows what you are doing when you're doing it, then it could be life-threatening. For those of you that have a pain tolerance, the golden is 7 hours. After about 7 hours, the pain, like right now, I'm back at like a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 tops, but I just took a Tylenol, so it's gonna drip back down into that 3-4 area soon. You know, I would say 9 is my threshold. At 1 a.m. I was at a 10. So there was on 2 occasions where I said to my other half, you know, call 911. I can't do it anymore. And then shortly afterwards I recanted on it because the pain is, it's like a vrah, vrah. So it comes and goes. It's in and out, in and out, in and out. And once you've felt it for an hour, it's almost like your body gets used to it until you move a certain way. And then it's the same pain, but just at a different velocity. So it's, it has not been easy. And I would say last night at 1 a.m. it was impossible. The word I used the other day, I said nothing's impossible. It was impossible to continue passing stool. I had to stop because if I didn't, I would have passed out. With that being said, on the day that you pass your first stool, obviously no one knows right when they're going to go to the bathroom. I would suggest single loading the Tylenol with the 4-hour period in between all of them. The minute you pass a stool, you might be in pain for like an hour or two, depending on when the last time you preloaded was. On your next preload, I would double the dose. So instead of 500 milligrams, I'd go to 1,000 mgs. I did last night, and it kind of put me over because I'd already gotten to my 8 maximum. But for the overnight, I double loaded each dose from 1 to 4, from 4 to 7. And like I said, from 1 to 4 a.m. And then I took 2, and at 7 a.m., which is only a 3-hour difference, I was in so much pain again. I said, it's only 1 hour, I'll take 2 more. So it just goes to show you. I mean, I couldn't even wait that 1 hour. When I woke up this morning, I found, it looks like bile, stomach regeneration, and, you know, maybe some wetness, almost like a pussy-like material. Remember to take your temperature if this happens. This could be a sign of infection. I looked, it's just water from the thing that's drawing water into my bowel, the stool softener. And I had a Caesar salad yesterday, so I think it's a little bit of that material from the lettuce and stuff. I've taken my temperature, I'm 65.6, which is a normal temperature. Anything over 68.3, which is 101.2, is a fever. That is an infection, and that's an immediate hospital visit. I'm not going to keep you guys too long today. I'm in a good amount of pain. There'll be updates further in the evening, but today we are going to try and attend the hospital and get a little bit of a better idea of how next time we are going to poo without this problem. So I'll see you guys all in a bit. Sorry for missing the video last night. And hope you're all well. And Don't forget that if this video has helped you in any way, or the information has made it easier for you to understand your procedure or the process, or kind of prepare you for what's next, hit the like and subscribe button. I'm not doing this for the likes or the subscribes, but it does show me the views. It just doesn't show me if the views were helpful to you. So once again, only hit the like and subscribe button if this information was helpful or if it made you more confident in your surgery. Thank you guys. Cheers.